is my first out-of-town race for 2024. But tawag ni sa Dinagyang Criterium race. Ang duwa diha giheld sa pier area called MUELLE, LOONY, Iloilo City. Ang distansya sa kalap is 3 kilometers and ang duwa is 20 minutes plus 3 laps. And in crit racing, this is called as the hot dog loop. There are 4 riders to watch here. For one, si Boy Tiples, si Rene Dolosa, si Rick Balmes, o kanto local rider, defending champion last year. Kini si Boy is a local guy and hindi siya katako study, but he's now staying in Manila and nasa negosyo dito. Sige na may duwaan ni Boy the past 10 years, mag-abot ni Paul, Leyte, Batangas. Number 2 is Rene Dolosa, the 1992 and 1995 Marlboro Tour champ. Nag-istorya may kadali during the Trubato Bungkay last year.
Oh! Kasi doon, dito na rin,
Oh!
55 pa lang siya ngayon.
Ikaw, ilang taon ka na ngayon?
37.
He is just one of the few cyclists who had won a 3-week stage race here in the Philippines more than once. Si Rick Balmes is the third guy and teammate ni siya ni Boy ni Rene. That's why they're wearing the same jersey. And nakadaga na siya sa Marlboro Tour, winners din siya usa ka stage. Another rider that deserves to be mentioned, but unfortunately I forgot his name, is the defending champion of this race. He's somewhere here and somebody told me that he's good. He's a local guy. From the start towards the U-turn, that's 1.5 kilometers, it's all headwind. So kayang hangin, mga 35 kilometers per hour siguro, tungod kay dagat po siya. The wind was so strong na maka-discourage yung breakaway, and at the same time, maka-breakaway na ka, maka-discourage sa nga mugukod ka.
Hey, good luck, boy.
My greatest weakness in crit racing is the corners or the U-turns. But in this race, I am one of the best. You see, I'm overtaking people during a U-turn, which is highly unusual. It's not that I improved overnight, but I think it's because the riders here are not used to doing U-turns. I, on the other hand, am used to doing U-turns every week. Since we are headed back to the start and finish area, tailwind niya, and that's why kusog ang mundagan sa Pita. As we are approaching the grandstand area, that's where the start and finish line is, I realized that there was a single rider breakaway followed by another single rider and then us the main pack. As you can see here, 500 meters from the finish line, it's not a straight line. It follows a gentle curve to the right. Looking at this curve yesterday, I thought it was a bit sketchy, but when I rode it early in the morning, it turned out to be okay, even if you hit this part at high speed. Look at me at this U-turn area. Katawa lang ko na ako kamay laki kayo kung U-turn. See, overtake pa. I left is the strongest team in this race, si Rene, kay Tom Red band, armband, sa record niya si Boy Tiples, just ahead of them, kasi kay Tom jersey puti o bigya si Rick Balmes. So most likely mo ni plano sa team, may usa mo tira, and then maybe ang duha mo bantay sa group or maybe duha mo tira. So kani si Boy may una og tira against the strong headwind. So he must be very well prepared for this race. I think it would have been a good idea to go with Boy kay may duha ka teammate niya. So magkabuhi lang may gamay, maka-distansya may gamay. So I'm sure o di mugukod. But layo ra ko niya. So ako na lang ipasagdan. guy's short reminded me of the 1990s Carrera jersey. Carrera was very
back
popular
jeans
Saan
back
ito popular kaayo nga
And
brand of
Carrera
jeans,
sponsored
and
Marco Pantani,
ilang
Stephen
teams
Roche,
supported Stephen Roche,
Claudio Capuzzi,
Marco
to name a
Pantani,
few,
and
famous riders.
si Claudio Capuzzi. Since I was at the back most of the time, I did not notice that Boy was caught. And then right after he was caught, Rick Balmes made an attack, and then Boy countered Balmes' attack. And that's when they made a two-man breakaway. Rene De Losa was in the pack to act as a security guard. Remember, diba, naadili ang defending champion last year, a local rider? So I think mo nagibantayan ni De Losa. The speed was high going back to the start and finish area, and the weaker riders were being shed off. Usag gini ka weakness na kuning palubot kanunay. So mo ni nitabo karon daw ka nagsalubot ko, nahuga na ako sa third group. You can see from my rear cam that I was the last rider in the third group, and I didn't like it. So I told myself, dili na ni pwede, kinahanglan mo abot ko sa katong second group. So muning gukod ko, I passed by these shed riders. Luckily for me, the second group slowed down and I was able to catch up. And instead of taking it easy, join the group. Ka-decide ko nga mutira ko. I was hoping that the Losa and the local defending champion would just be looking at each other or waiting for the other one to chase me down. And that's what happened. And then, bad luck happened. Nagaigo ko, gamay nga pothole. And my seat post slipped for about 2 centimeters. If my seat post is off by 1 millimeters, makafeel ko. And my ride would be different. I'd be disturbed the whole ride. But 2 centimeters in no man's land, chasing two strong riders, and being chased by the pack, I decided to ignore it. Lisod kay ignore, but ako yung misway na ignore. So I just focused on Boy and Rick, and ako sang giunahuna ang chase pack na dili sila ka takdo nako. And so that's what I did para malimot ko sa seat post. I think I had a 25-second advantage over the chasing pack. As you may all know, so there are two scenarios para dili ka madakpan. Number 1, maintain kag speed and your power. And number 2, you cross your fingers that the pack will not chase you down. Kaya kung one of those two things can happen, then takpan jud ka. One breakaway rider against the whole bunch, lupig jud ang single breakaway. With just over a lap to go, kung tanaw nga dili na matakpan ni silang Boy ug si Rick. Again, 2 against 1, sugan pagod sila. So lisod na sila takdoon. So I was resigned to the fact na posible gud nga third place ako. But careful sa gyapon ko kay pasing patakduan ko sa grupo. So I just put my head down and went as hard as I could. I know that it was just over 1,000 meters of headwind, and after that it would be 1.5 kilometers of tailwind. I just need to maintain my speed and not lose concentration. And here was the chasing pack, and I think my lead was more than 25 seconds at this point. I was very confident in my third place at the finish, but not overconfident. Grabe ng headwind in the pita, and it was playing games in my head. This is the final corner, and I was on my way home. And I poured it on. After the U-turn, I was surprised to see the pack just behind me. No, nagkaduol man ni sila. So, dili na ni pwedeng yung kadol kay pasi matakduan ko. So, I went to the drops, put my head down, and pedaled as hard as I can. I was tempted to look back, but looking back would cost me a few seconds, and I didn't want to lose. I didn't want to lose any more time than I needed to. So, tuko na lang and then sikat tamang sa load. But as you can see, there was nobody behind me. If you look at my rear cam, I don't see anyone behind me. But I didn't know that, and I didn't want to know. At this part of the race, I was very excited. I could feel my heart jumping out of my chest and keep my composure in check. Ang ako lang gibantayan aning makita na itong barko nga John Lacson. Once I get past that ship, I'd be home free. So moro to gibantayan ako yun. One bright spot here was that nobody was behind me. Again, look at my rear cam, there was nobody. Finally, right beside me, that's the John Lacson ship, white and blue ship. And after that, there's a small turn, very small turn, slight gentle turn, and that's the finish line. I just raised my right hand for my small celebration. You see, there is this strange tradition in cycling that when you come in second place, you're not supposed to celebrate. You're not supposed to raise your hand. The raising of the hand is for the winner, the champion, not for the second or third place. In our country, we celebrate everything. Second to 10th place, we celebrate. But that's okay. It's our way of celebrating. We're not Europeans.
Thank you.
That was Rene Dulosa congratulating me. He won the bunch sprint for 4th place. And it felt surreal to beat him in this race. I know it's a very small race. It's not the Marlboro Tour. But beating somebody with the palmares of Rene Dulosa is a very proud moment for me. You don't normally beat your idol on any race. So I had this cool down, and then I proceeded to the grandstand where my biggest fan, my wife Tata, her sister Daday, and husband Glenn was waiting for me. I congratulated Rick for the win. It's always nice to win an out-of-town race. It's actually the first time that Tata saw me racing, and I was very happy that she saw me get 3rd place. So thank you boys for watching this race, and this wouldn't be my last time here. I'll be back as soon as April for the Grand Criterium and hopefully the race in Guimaras. My next big event is the Ride for Challenge, which is a ride over Trans Central Highway via Naga, Toledo, and finish line is at the top of tops. The next event is the Ride Out Manila KOM Challenge 2024. This is 160 kilometers with 500 meters elevation, starting in San Nicolas, Pangasinan, and then to Aritao, and finally in Baguio. So thank you again for watching. Special thanks to TEESAI, DEMONTANO, and of course my friend Chris.